this one on the bottom. So then I can just take trays off as I go. And I'm gonna have to pause this video again because I gotta go make room in my freezer. To lay all these trays. Gotta go empty out my indoor freezer. Also, I do want to say, like, if you want to be a dog breeder, you gotta have work ethic. I don't care what people say, you gotta have work ethic. Because it's not a 9 to 5. You can't just go home and be done with the day. So, you don't get holidays off. You don't, like, when people say that, and people don't think about it, it's true. Unless you run a super, well, I mean, you can go on holidays, but, like, you can't just go. You can't just be like, oh, time off work, and have your employer deal with it. You gotta find dog sitters, you gotta, yeah, you gotta prepare a lot. But it's really rewarding. If you love animals, it's a way that you can work with animals without, I don't know, work with animals as a job. Oh, and this is just parchment paper, so it doesn't stick. I'm gonna go make room in my freezer and I'll be back. I'm also gonna wash my hands again because I still smell the fish and I can't stand that smell. There's a couple smells I can't stand. The smell of slugs and the smell of fish. Glad I'm kind of sick, and so my nose is still plugged up. Just getting over it's lingering. I had like one really bad day, and then it's just been lingering. Alright, I'm back. I made room. I got an ice cream scoop this time. Anybody who's seen my last videos know the way I used to do it. Now, booyah! Perfect. Wow, making these little ice creams. Only issue is I'm left-handed. Oh well, this it's working. I learn life hacks every day. Can you guys see what I'm doing? No, I need to readjust. There we go. My head is always cut off, but that's fine. Yeah, this works way better than ways I've done it in the past. But go. There we go. My only downside is I'm left-handed, but there are ones that are like either-handed, but they were more expensive. I spent so much money. I gotta buy the cheap stuff. You don't realize I make money off of the dogs, but I don't because I spoil them and I always gotta take care of them, so I don't make too much. I just got a budget. Wow, these are looking so good. I'm so happy I found this method because then it measures it out. Anybody who watches my videos would remember the last method I have, where I would have like a cupcake mold or a measuring scoop, and I would take the spatula and I'd like do this. This is what I'd do. Fill it up. Okay. Clean up the edges. Such a process, and then I would scoop it out. Over and over and over. This is so much nicer. Gotta keep my stuff in there. But yeah, this works so good. Perfect little pre-proportioned pieces. And these are about 2 ounces each. So, I measured my last batch. I measured with a scale. They're roughly just perfectly 2 ounces each. So that's why the Dr. Harvey's, I looked up how much to feed the dogs by their weight. Oh, doggo's going on a barking frenzy. Still gotta groom the Great Danes today. Oh, it's the trash truck. So I do have a question, like, YouTubers or social media people, how do you get everything on camera? Because I miss so many cool things, like, or like instances. So like yesterday, I'm not gonna say it's cool. Corn dog almost drowning. It wasn't cool, but like if I had it on film, that would be cool. But in the moment, like, filming is the last thing we're thinking about when we're trying to save our dog's life. So that's why I'm like, how do YouTubers, quiet it, puppies. How do YouTubers, how do they catch all this cool stuff? Like, it's people just magically catching? Do they care more about the camera? Are they just always filming? Or, you know, I don't know. Or is it all staged? Or half of it staged, or whatever. Because I'd love to catch more, like, cool things on camera, but every time I turn the camera on, it's just like, you know, I think about what to talk about and I talk about it. And so I never catch anything, like, really cool on camera. So, I don't know. Give me your thoughts and opinions on how people catch cool stuff on camera. Because I do have cool stuff happen in my life. But whenever it happens, I'm always caring more about living through it than like documenting it, I guess. I'm gonna stick this in the freezer. And they can touch, because they'll break apart easily. You don't want them wedged together, but you do want them, or it doesn't matter if they're touching, just make sure they're not wedged together. Also, I know my longer videos like this one won't get that many views. That's fine. But the reason why I keep posting them, so my shorts get views. The reason why I keep posting longer videos, if I ever make it to a place where I have like followers, people who are interested in my life, you know, want to follow along with it, then they know kind of what my life is like. They know, like, you know, I started documenting from the RV for a purpose, because I wanted to show people that no one starts, like, my goal is to get successful. But you don't start successful, you don't start being successful I don't know. You know, you gotta start from somewhere. No one's just magically successful. And I want to show my hard work. I want to show who I am, how I'm growing, how I get where I want to go. So if someone finds it, if someone knows me in the future and thinks, oh, they're so lucky, they had everything, like, I want them to be able to look back on my YouTube and have video documentation that no, it wasn't always lucky, it was hard. Like, I don't always share everything. My life is hard. I've gone through some stuff. Like, I went to the RV because I was homeless. I got kicked out of my house because of my dogs. They said, get rid of the dogs or you're homeless. So I was 20, I was pregnant, and I was homeless. Like, we had 4 days to get out. And I was in another town. I was like 12 hours away from home. And my husband had just gotten out of surgery, like a major surgery. And so we were still recovering. And I get this letter that said, you need to be out. So, and yes, I do understand that it's like, oh, you have 30 days to get out. But guess who my landlord was?